Today I come to you to tell you my story. I hope you enjoyed this video. Everything starts in 2005 when I was 2.5 years old. It was just like any other day. My mom came back from work. She fed me and showered me. I was falling asleep in her lap. My grandma told my mother, "Go and put your son to sleep. Then you can come back and we can drink coffee." So that's what she did. Keep in mind that we used to live in Mexico at this time, and we live in indigenous community. To get to our house, we had to climb a hill. My grandma's house was at the bottom. My mom took me to our house. My brothers were going to school at that time. They were doing homework when she walked in. They had the TV on. My mom told my brothers, "Your little brother is going to sleep." My brothers said, "Okay, Mom, we understand." So my mother went down to my grandma's house to drink coffee. My brothers finished doing their homework. They went out to play and they cracked the door. Keep in mind, they did not lock it. They cracked the door. My mom said that she did not even drink her coffee because just as my grandma and mother were about to sit down and drink their coffees, they heard somebody screaming, "Miss Carrillo! Miss Carrillo! Your house is burning!" My mom says that she got up real fast and they all ran to get buckets of water and sand so they could try to calm the fire down. To get me out, they had to knock the walls down because the door was locked. This is why I told you that keep in mind that when my brothers went out to play, they did not lock the door, they cracked the door. And this is the mysterious part. No one knows actually how the fire really started. A candle fell, but no one knows what caused the candle to fall. And the fire started to consume everything fast, really fast. 80% of my body got burned. A cousin said to my mother, "Don't worry, Aunt, we're going to get him out, alive or dead." After they knocked the wall down, my cousin went in with a wet blanket and got me out. They took me to a hospital. However, at that time, the medical equipment was not good in Mexico. They did not know what to do with me. They did not have the medical equipment. So they decided to send me to the USA. These doctors in Mexico thought that I will not be able to live. And who can blame them? I mean, usually a patient like that does not live. However, God had other plans for me. They thought I would not be able to eat, walk, or even talk. When we got to the USA, the doctors, because of the circumstances, they gave the option to my mother if she wanted to disconnect me or to see what they could do. My mother had to make a decision, and you had to put yourself in my mom's place to understand the decision she took. Do not judge. And if you're one of those people that talk without listening, without putting yourself in my mom's shoes, then you don't have a heart. My mom chose to disconnect me because she did not want me to suffer. However, the doctors decided to find my dad, who was living in the USA at that time, and they asked for his opinion. He said to not disconnect me, to see what they could do. So the doctors did what my father said. There was a time in my life when I had a windpipe or trachea. This means that mama had to feed me through a syringe. That's how I was able to eat, drink. And my mom tells me that she had to stay up some nights. Some nights she did not even sleep. She was afraid that I may have choked or, help to get out the phlegm. Here are some pictures. This is how I used to look when I had the trachea on me. They removed this, I believe, in 2008 or 9. The reason was because I was healed. I did not need the windpipe anymore. I was able to breathe without the trachea. I could eat. I could talk. The doctors told my mom to stay in the USA because I needed to become independent. They talked to a blind school here in Texas. And that's how I started to learn things. I started to go there since I was 9 years old, and I was there until I was 17. My mom was everything for me, my hands, my eyes, before I went to the blind school. There, I learned how to feed myself, how to get dressed, how to shower, because before, my mom helped me with all of that. There, I discovered how to use technology, starting with tape players, then recorders, CD players, iPad, iPod Touch. There, I discovered that I was auditorily learner. This means that I could learn by listening. So I was able to read books by listening to audiobooks. I learned some things about computers, about control keys, JAWS. However, computer was difficult for me, and I found that iOS was more easy for me to use. Although computers were hard for me to use, this did not stop me from making my first YouTube video when I was around 15. However, at that time I was with friends, but we all went our separate ways. Because of the accident, I was fully blind. My eyes, the doctors shut down with skin because they planned to open them later. However, when I was 11 years old, I was getting up to throw my tray away. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I saw the teacher and I stopped, and she got surprised. She asked, "Did you see me?" And I said to her, "I think so." And since that day, I started to get a little vision back. How? I don't know. But I discovered I could see light perception. This means I could tell when the light was on and off. I could also tell when somebody was walking by, when somebody waved their hands in front of me, when somebody stopped walking. I could see walls. I could see doors. The things I couldn't see were colors, numbers, or letters. I could not even see when it was dark. Now I know how numbers and letters look like because my teachers in elementary school showed me models of letters and numbers. You know, those toys the kids play. I also know how colors look because, guys, you have to understand that before the accident, I had vision. Maybe I cannot see it now, but I can imagine. I was fully blind until I was 11. I became visually impaired, and I'm still am till now. Life has been challenging, but it also has been nice. Despite of everything that has happened in my life, I thank God for having me here and share my story with you all. Have a blessing day, blessing night, or a blessing afternoon, whenever you're watching this.